Good morning, it's 19th of February, Wednesday, Jason Sen, daytradeideas.com. We're looking at some stock markets this morning. Daily chart, the E-mini S&P here in front of you. Starting to get a bit concerned because we're getting very overbought in the daily stochastic as we approach all-time highs in the 1845-46 area. Been slowing down a little bit in the last day or so. Starting to wonder if we're going to run out of momentum. Short term, we're getting very overbought as well, and all-time high as well. You've got to be very careful, especially when you're so overbought. So the question is, do we get a big double top pattern here? Failure to break above here now is going to leave some sort of double top pattern. Could start to trigger profit taking. Some of the news isn't that positive about the US economy at the moment. Does that mean that we're going to see some profit taking and head lower? If we do, we could be back down to the low 1800s. That wouldn't be too far lower. That would sort of be 55-day moving average and a little bit of trend line support here. We could get down even lower than that eventually. 100-day moving average is at 1775, 1776 area. Again, not that far away. What we've really got to be careful of, though, if we continue lower, is this sort of trend line area here, which held the last time on the big dump on the emerging market crisis. That would be around the 1750 area. So slightly longer term outlook there for the S&P, but I am really concerned that we are going to top out here and start heading lower. When you look at other stock markets, there's also some quite negative patterns potentially building. This is the Eurostoxx. Obviously, we had a good run up. We've got what I think is looking like a bit of a left shoulder here in the blue triangle. We've got a head in the middle, and what could now be developing is a right shoulder. These last couple of days, the candles are not quite as positive as you'd want if you were expecting the market to continue higher. Could this be a right shoulder forming? I mean, I'm jumping the gun a little bit here and speculating really, but it certainly looks like this could happen. Again, daily stochastics very overbought, starting to turn just a little bit negative today. Wouldn't take an awful lot to trigger some profit taking and head lower. We've got 30.50 as the 55-day moving average, 30.30 is the 100-day moving average, so they'd be some reasonable first targets. Just a little bit of trend line resistance around the 30.60 area. So yeah, I'm just really getting quite cautious that the stock markets could top out. DAX futures also slightly more of a lopsided head and shoulders, potential head and shoulders pattern here. Well, I've put these blue triangles on to try and highlight what could be the shoulders. Left shoulder there, right shoulder here potentially. Again, candles not looking quite so positive in the last day or two for the DAX futures, so we could at least head down to the low 94 area. Wouldn't it's not that far away. We've got 55-day moving average support there and trend line. Of course, it's not until we break the neckline of the head and shoulders, which is down here at 90.25 area, so a long way down, 600 points down before we even test the neckline, and that would only just form the right shoulder. It's only until we break that neckline that the actual head and shoulders pattern is confirmed, and then we've got some serious moves to the downside. We're talking about another 800 points or something from that area. So as I say, I'm jumping the gun here. I'm very, very early on this. I'm purely speculating, but I'm just warning of what might take place over the next few weeks. FTSE's just exploded in the last few days. The last 3 weeks had a phenomenal run. We've retraced all of the losses that we got from that emerging market crisis, or nearly all of them. The high at the moment, 67.84, very, very close to the high we got here at 67.98 back in October, late October. Really volatile, this FTSE. And then, of course, we've got the 68.15 highs, which are the highs for this year. In fact, highs seen in January. So we're getting close to all these recent highs. We're very, very overbought again. So, although there's no clear pattern on this FTSE, you've got to start to wonder if we're now going to run out of steam and perhaps turn lower on this as well. So, as I say, I'm probably calling these a little bit early, but it's just worth noting that if the markets do start to halt and turn lower from here, we are going to be forming some negative patterns, and we need to be very careful with potential big losses into the spring if things develop as I'm speculating. Okay, thanks a lot.